once you found you, let's go to the last fear. Let's say I find me. How do I stay consistent when really I just started, right? So that fear was my fear as well. Like, not anymore, but it's like, when I'm really tired, how do I get the self-discipline to still get up and do it? And how do I take care of myself, I guess, in the meantime? And to me, consistency has a lot to do when it comes to working for myself. That comes a lot with my vision board. That's why my first exercise is, I teach you with Monika in my course that helps us with the bonus to create the vision board for yourself. Because every morning I wake up, I look at that vision board and I'm like, if I want to get to that, I need to do one small step today. So maybe there are times that I don't feel good, physically or mentally. Then I ask myself, okay, what is the minimum, the bare minimum that I can do today, right?
Yes.
To go a little half a step ahead and not just drop everything.
Yes.
Right? So that's how I stay consistent. I wake up, I have my vision board right there. And if I feel well, great, let's go. If I don't feel very well, mentally or physically, it's the same to me.
Yeah.
It's the same. I just say, okay, well, check in with yourself first. What's going on? And then what can you do today? What do you feel like doing that can get us a half a step closer to the vision?
Yes. Yeah.
That's how I help myself. And of course, time management.
Yes. Yes. A lot of discipline, again, with your me time, with your time with others, with the time you spend with your health, etc. And I think also like this consistency is, we always think consistent in a certain way. People are so used to seeing these reels, or I mean, I get them also all the time. And you were the first one who said it like this. And I thought this was so refreshing that you said, well, no, it's not realistic that you're going to do 5 reels a week plus 7 stories every day and 3 posts and then 1 IGTV. We are treating consistency as having to be the same every day.
Yeah.
And this is not about it. It's just about showing up every day. And sometimes it will be at 10% of energy levels and capacity. And sometimes it will be at 99%, which is perfect.
And that's what I feel like it makes me okay with going ahead. The fact that the day that I'm at 10%, it's okay.
Yes.
Doesn't mean you have to drop everything. Doesn't mean you're a failure because one day you feel at 10%.
Yeah, just do the bare minimum. Define for yourself what is the bare minimum, and then do it, and then be okay with it. This is, I think, something that most people are hesitant. Either they are going to push themselves so much that they go into a burnout because they think they have to be constantly at 90%, 100% of effort and energy, or if they fear that they can't be at 100% all the time, then they don't even start.
Right.
And this is a fallacy in all kinds of ways.
Yes.
This is so unfair towards yourself because no one ever does everything at 100% all the time. You're not the same in every relationship all the time as well. And you wouldn't dismiss your partner just because on some days you have more time with them and on some days you have less. You wouldn't just divorce them.
Yes.
So why would you divorce your business because of that? But you need to stay consistent in a realistic frame.
I was going to say the same exact thing. Like, I feel like consistency has a lot to do with being realistic.
Yes.
And that's what I have still to this day to fight with. Because some days I will be like, okay, I'm going to do these 4 things. And actually in one day you can do 2 of them. It's humanly impossible to do all the 4 of them. And I still sometimes fight with myself and be like, no, I can make it all today. And then around 7 p.m. I'm like, okay, I can't. I have to move something on the next day, you know? And that's, I feel, what helps like a lot. And I'm learning that with time, being always realistic. And when it comes to Instagram, I feel like it's really easy. just ask yourself, well, with the business it's a little bit more complicated, but with Instagram it's like, just ask yourself, how much am I willing to spend on the platform per day? If it's 10 minutes, then you need to figure out a way to have 10 minutes time. And that it's realistic to make if you have a planning schedule. Like you can schedule your posts in advance and make them go. You can interact with people 10 minutes a day and do one story, and you can spend 10 minutes a day. And that doesn't mean you're not going to be successful. It might mean you're going to grow a little bit slower than some other people, but truth is, as I always say, clients and followers, two separate things. So if you give value in a consistent way, it's so much better than posting every day for 2 weeks, whatever it is, with no value, just because you have to post for 2 weeks and then don't post for 3 weeks. Not gonna help.
Well, and we know it even in the channels that we follow, or the people that we want to, that we appreciate and want to have as clients as well. Those people are very, very focused with their time. So they know that time is precious, and they know what they appreciate. So if someone posts 100 stories every day, but they are full of bullshit, excuse my language, but they are full of bullshit, I'm going to defollow them, even though they are so active that they are upping everyone else, and no one else can compete with them. But this is not giving any value. I much more rather prefer someone like Adam Grant, for example, who posts consistently, but it's not a huge versatility. He always had his kind of posts, and he's not at all active in his stories. But I always look forward to his posts, because I know that they are going to be valuable. And I much rather have someone as well with friendships. I much rather have someone calls me and we have 10 minutes of really great conversation than someone who calls me every day and then just tells me the things that are just taking up my time, and then finally I have to interrupt them because I just don't have time for that. This is like, this is a relationship. And this is the thing that you really, really pointed me to, and that I had trouble realizing. Like, I knew it, but I had trouble integrating it, what we talked before earlier about. Like, these are relationships. We need to deal with them like relationships, because they are. Calling a friend for every day for 1 hour is not realistic, even in a true, like in a real life offline setting. And you wouldn't do this. But being consistent with a friend means also just sometimes writing a little message and like showing them love. Nothing more.
Exactly. And that's what I feel we need to learn. Like, social media are an amazing means, amazing to build real relationship, but we need to treat it the right way. And we need to be careful of what consistency really means, or we're gonna get sick from social media. And that's what I always try. Like, it's mentally challenging. I see people actually being desperate if their follower counts goes down, or if they don't have as many views on the post. And really, what I try to give is, for me, what I think is, I want to help one person with this post. If I help one person, I'm okay. And that's the thing, it's different from, I want everyone to look at me. I don't care if everyone looks at me. I care that the people that do look at me, they got something out of it, value out of it, inspiration, whatever it is. But it needs to be meaningful. And that's the difference between using social media to grow followers, which you can do in many different ways, or using social media to work and build real relationship and build a company and a meaningful business out of it. Because the good thing of social media is that you can be so close to people, even if it's a work relationship. You can build those beautiful relationships, because we can enter way more in each other's lives and see the behind the scenes. And that wasn't possible offline. And I feel like I love that. It's thanks to social media if I went all the way to Canada and I discovered where Vancouver was. And if I came back and I could build a completely new life for myself and a new business, it's all thanks to that. But we need to use it properly. And also, consistency doesn't mean being like, okay, I'm going to do like that other person because she's perfect. No, like if she posts 5 times a day and it works for her, it doesn't mean it's going to work for you. You have another life experience, you have other time management issues. Like it's different from everyone. And again, it shouldn't be about growing of number of people. It should be growing of real meaningful relationship.
I would actually say that people are following a lot of false shoulds. This is what I call them, false shoulds. I should do this and that. And then you just have to ask them, well, why? Who says that?
Exactly.
Everyone says that. Well, who is everyone? And this is something that a lot of us fall into this trap because we want to have the recipe for success. It's so urgent that we really want to believe that someone else out there can give us just the formula, and it's it.
Let's say it how it is. It's easy to be dependent on social media, or like it's really easy. Like everyone talks about the algorithm, like it's something you have to beat, for example. And you have to be consistent to do that. And you have to put your heart and soul every day, every second of the hour on it to be successful. And again, that's not even true, because the algorithm and building a company has nothing to do with each other. Because if you go viral because you post 5 reels a day, or on TikTok, it's easy to go viral if you post more than once a day every day. But then the people don't know your value. What you post is not really valuable for them. Yeah, they're gonna watch you, they're gonna be entertained, but you're not gonna have clients. So you might have like 30,000 followers and not one sale.
Yeah. The thing is, consistency, and any action has to be aligned with your goal.
Yes.
You can't take action without knowing your goal, or your actions will just simply lead you to a different goal maybe. And if you align your actions with someone else's goal, then you will get to their goal. And their goal is to be a celebrity, for example. Well, perfect, but this was never your intention. You do not want to be a celebrity.
Exactly. Yes.
So you need to be very clear about your goals, and then align your actions, and then from there go, well, what does it mean to take consistent action?
Love it.
But this is a process, and people need to be very self-aware during this, because it is individual, like you said. And this is nothing to shame yourself with. This is nothing to be angry or feel guilt about, because people are kind of blaming themselves. Well, I should be doing it like them. Well, no, maybe you shouldn't, because you don't have the network that they have. You don't have the time that they have. It's different. So it's okay, and you should start from where you are, and you can get closer to where you want to be if you acknowledge where you are right now.
Without comparing to anyone else.
Yes.
It's so hard. And I do that too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
So like you taught me, and I mean, we were talking about it, and now I put it in my lessons. I always say every lesson, like every niche is different. Everyone has their own time. Everyone is different. So there's no comparison. It's not gonna make sense.
Yes.
We don't come from the same background. We don't have the same story. We don't have the same time. So there is no business like another. No one. Like there's a person like another. We're all unique, and that's what should come out of social media. Your uniqueness, who you are, and how are you different from everyone else, because that's not something to be ashamed of. And some people are ashamed of their uniqueness. That's what makes you you. That's the part of it. That's what you should show.
And this is what is going to attract people to you.
Yes.
Like, this is not just you, and this is nice, but this is actually what is going to push people towards you, and going to have them think of you when they think of this topic. You are going to be the first one to get into their mind, and like be like, oh yes, I have to check their account again, or I have to see what they are now doing now. Yeah.
So as a prompt, I think what I would like to do is first say, because you said 3 steps that I really like, and I was thinking about mine, so then people could write theirs. So be clear about my goal would be, for me personally, is helping as many people as I can to do what I've done. So work by themselves with no more boss, work with Instagram, know how to start a business from zero, from absolute zero, and being able to do it after my help. And then, sorry, again, the second.
The actions that are aligned with the goal.
So the action is giving value to those people so that those people can know that I'm the right person to do that and help them through their journey to actually get to where they want to be. And that when I write that down in my head, that has nothing to do with the number of followers, you know? So that has a lot to do with how much I can give value to the right people. So I'm trying, more than growing, to target the people that really need my help. It's not that easy. So that's what I'm working on, for example. So at first, I wasn't even targeting. I was trying to look for these people and help them, you know? And it doesn't have to be 10 people. It starts from one person. So look for that one person and start helping that person. And when it comes to consistency when being tired, well, I can assure you that if you start helping one person, then you have to be consistent, because that person is relying on you, for example. When it comes to a business, like when the business actually starts, well, you kind of are forced to be consistent or your business is going to close. So even if you do feel at 10%, you will, if you love what you're doing, do that 10% that day.
And at the same time, so I would say there are these 3 steps. Get clear about your goals, then align the right actions with it, and then decide what it means to be consistent with these actions.
Okay.
These are the 3 steps. And at the same time, this is just about the consistency part. About the tired part, be clear again on your non-negotiables. What do you need in order to feel okay? If you are constantly at a level of 0 to 5% in your energy, you are doing something wrong, and it's nothing to do with the consistency on being on Facebook, Instagram, whatever you are doing right now. You are not probably doing the right things that energize you. And this is very difficult for people to take the step back, because once you are so pressured to know, I just can't take a step back or I'm just going to crash. But these are the points of time when you really need to get clear on things, and when you need to take the step back and be very, very, very strategic about what you do. And strategic consistency is something completely different to what you said, like this consistency where you are just putting out everything that you have in order to gain as many followers as you can get. This has nothing to do with strategic consistency.
No, nothing. Yes, I love it. And I think that's the perfect closure. Because again, it's like at the end of the day, you can do whatever you think you want to do. You really can. But with consistency, with fear, you need to surround yourself of the right tools to do that, which is learning a new skill, or learning how to take time for yourself and your loved ones, or learning how to be consistent and how to manage your time. Whatever it is, we weren't born with the solution to everything or the skills to do everything. So we need to stop feeling like we're alone in this. And understand that there are tools to help you with that, and you should take advantage of it if you love yourself and love taking care of your dreams and actually reaching them, or you will give up because it's overwhelming by yourself. You don't have to do it by yourself.
Sure. No baby would have learned to speak if there hadn't been other people who had helped them, if there hadn't been books to read, etc. But you wouldn't leave a baby in a room and then just be disappointed because it doesn't learn to speak by itself. Of course it wouldn't. And this is something that people just expect from themselves so much, to be able to do everything on their own. And this is actually one of the core drivers of every fear, that you feel as if you have to dissolve every fear by yourself, as if you have to get to the core of it by yourself. oftentimes fear dissolves themselves once you open up and talk with someone about it, once you speak with someone who has experience in it and can share a tool or a skill or just an experience which shows, hey, it's okay, this failure is going to be your next success, you just don't see it yet. Right. Sometimes you need something like this, and it's okay to allow yourself to do this. We're in such an individualistic culture that we have forgotten the value of society.
Yes. So I guess the moral of the story of this session story is you're not alone, and you can do whatever you set your mind into doing, but you need the right tools and to take care of yourself.
Yes.
So if you like what you're saying, just leave us a comment. She's Monika Lerch, as I always say. She's the best mindset coach I've ever met. So go follow her if you don't do that yet, because she gives you amazing tools to take care of yourself in the business and in life. And I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for her. I don't think I would be here. I think I would have gave up way sooner. So again, I took care of myself and I got the right tools because I realized I couldn't have done it by myself, and no one can actually do it by themselves. Like, we need the skills, we need the tools. So allow yourself to accept that you don't know how to do everything yet. No one does, and you gotta learn it. So follow us if you like what you saw. Leave us a comment. We're gonna be happy to answer you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.